Hi guys. Welcome in my new video. I'm sure you can all recall back to your younger days, when you were in school, figuring out where you wanted to go in life and why. Most people would probably say something they enjoyed doing for a career choice, but at that age, money's also a massive motivator and can determine the path you go on. This feeling, having money on the mind, despite what a lot of people say, doesn't really die down with age. As the years progress, you may be engrossed in a career that you love, but those dollar signs are always going to be somewhere in your mind. You can bet that was the case for these celebs too. This video about 10 celebrities who are in it for the cash. Please subscribe the channel for more amazing videos. Number 1, Kim Zolciak. Crawling back to reality TV for the dough. American TV personality Kim Zolciak was propelled into the limelight after being one of the original housewives in the reality series, The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was such a success, and she achieved such a fan following because of it, that she managed to land her own show, Don't Be Tardy for the Wedding, which too proved to be a pretty big deal. Kim left The Real Housewives during the show's 5th season, and since then she's tried her hand at many different things, including singing and songwriting, which has to be said, haven't been the almighty success she would have hoped. Number 2, Paul Bettany. Acting was just a way to pay bills. English actor Paul Bettany has starred in some hit films since making his acting debut back in the 90s. Some of his notable appearances have been his roles in The Da Vinci Code, The Avengers, and in the Iron Man movies. Most actors would tell you, actually it's common logic, that the big roles will come, but first you've got to get yourself out there, and build up a fan following and reputation before you hit the big time. But Paul Bettany wasn't interested in that. Number 3, Glenn Close. Does blockbusters to fund indie projects. Glenn Close has gained plenty of plaudits over the years from people who have praised her for her versatility. She's appeared in tons of great films since she started way back in the 1970s, including iconic films such as 101 Dalmatians and most recently Guardians of the Galaxy. There's been plenty of stuff in between too, but Glenn's shifted her focus to independent cinema as of late. Number 4, Alec Guinness. Pleaded for character to be killed off. Okay, so here's a blast from the past. Alec Guinness started acting before a lot of you and probably even your parents were born. He first appeared in a movie in the 1930s, and went on to continue acting over the next 7 decades. He's had many successful roles, but his most recognizable role by far was his role as Obi-Wan Kenobi, the wise sage in George Lucas' Star Wars movies. Number 5, Isuki Kodo. Wanted to go home, but stayed for the money. Benoit Isuki is a soccer player who currently plays in France. He's most famous for his long spell in the English Premier League where he played for Tottenham Hotspur for 9 years. But while he was still at the club, he created some level of controversy when he admitted that he didn't want to be there, that he'd rather be back playing in his own country where he knows the language, knows plenty of people, and feels comfortable. He's got his wish now, but why on earth did he stick it out for such a long time in a place he didn't like? Money. Number 6, Morgan Freeman. Wants to be comfortable when he retires. Morgan Freeman is remarkably 80 years old and is still going strong. He's been around for over half a century in the industry, and you'd think he'd be retired by now, given his age. But Morgan's still fighting fit and is showing no signs of slowing down. In 2013, Morgan starred in the movie Olympus Has Fallen. It did pretty well at the box office and exceeded all expectations, but even so, when Morgan and the other cast members were called upon to reprise their roles for London Has Fallen, Morgan's heart wasn't really in it. Number 7, Eddie Murphy. Starred in a movie he knew would flop. Eddie began acting in the 1980s, and during that first decade in the movie business he had already become a stellar name and was cranking out the hits. But his third film, Best Defense, was not one of those hits. The movie flopped epically at the box office, and in terms of its success, has to be a movie that Eddie would like to eradicate from his filmography. But he wouldn't want to forget about the hefty paycheck he earned for that movie. Number 8, Brock Lesnar. Doesn't care about trophies and titles, only money. Wrestling and MMA superstar Brock Lesnar has always been very open about wanting to be one of the wealthiest guys in the industry. He's achieved that now. He's back with WWE where he belongs, only wrestles on selective dates so he isn't on the same grueling schedule he was on in the past, and he's earning mega bucks. He's got a contract that lets him get on with other things, and that makes him one of the highest paid members of the roster. Number 9, Jay-Z. Businessman first, rapper second. Jay-Z has always wanted to be the biggest star in the music industry, and today, sitting proudly on his pedestal, you can say that he's certainly achieved his goal. Although it's led some people to believe that he's inauthentic, he wouldn't care, as he knows he's the richest guy in the music business today. Number 10, Jackie Chan. Just wanted to do martial arts. Jackie Chan has been around since the 70s and is one of the most loved stars across the world. He mesmerizes audiences with his martial arts, but over the years he's grown as an actor and has become known as a versatile actor, someone who's far more than just a fighting machine. Today he's also known for his comedic prowess, and for being one of the greatest actors of all time.